Hello, today we will be discussing three-phase bridge inverter. We will be discussing three-phase bridge inverter, and we are going to discuss about the second type. First type we have completed in our last class. So second type, that is 120-degree mode of VSI. VSI stands for voltage source inverter. So today's topic is three-phase bridge inverter, and we are discussing right now 120-degree mode of VSI. VSI full form is voltage source inverter. Now let us discuss the waveform circuit diagram. So as because it is a three-phase in bridge inverter, so supply will be DC and output side we will be getting AC. So input we are connecting a DC voltage source, which you can see over here, DC, and let us name the thyristors T1. Upper group will be 1, 3, 5, and lower group will be 4, 6, and 2. Let us name the diodes. We have to connect the load we haven't connected till now. So these 2 points are shorted. Let it be point A. This is the red phase, then yellow phase. These 2 points are shorted, and let it be yellow phase be represented by point B phase. Then lastly blue phase. Let all these impedances be balanced. Load is there, so let all these impedances be Z. So this is our three phase load. So we have got upper group of thyristors 135, lower group of thyristor 462, and to each thyristor we have got back to back connected diodes. Like T1 is connected in parallel with D1. T4 is connected with diode D4. Likewise, all these things are connected. Finally, we are having the red phase, yellow phase, and the blue phase. And each phase is finally connected with some impedances. Here, box means some impedance because we have got three-phase load. So, box inside the boxes can be anything. It can be purely resistive load, R or L. R and L combination may also be there. Okay, so this is the circuit. Now, what is actually happening in 120-degree mode of 120-degree mode of VSI? So in 120-degree mode of VSI, first thing is that in the upper group means 135, there will be a phase angle difference of 120 degree. And between the lower group, similarly, between that is T4, 6 and 2. Again, 120-degree angle difference will be there. So once again, I'm repeating, between the upper group thyristor, 120-degree angle difference will be there, and between the lower group of thyristor 4, 6 to again 120-degree angle difference will be there. And between the thyristors of each arm, say 1 and 4, between the first arm, that is T1 and T4, between them again there will be a difference of 120-degree plus a gap will be maintained. Okay, so that thing we will be discussing later with the help of waveforms. This is also a six-step inverter. This inverter is also a six-step inverter. This is also a six-step inverter. As we were discussing, it is also called a six-step inverter. What is the meaning of six-step inverter? Six-step inverter means where each step will be equal to 360 by 6, because 6 thyristors are there. So 360 by 6, so it's coming 60 degree. That means each thyristor will be conducting for each step is equal to, sorry, each step is equal to 60 degree, because 6 thyristors are there. Now, question arises: what is a step? Step is a kind of change of firing form from one thyristor to another thyristor. Once again, I'm repeating, what is a step? Step is the change in the firing form from one thyristor to another thyristor. Now let us draw the gate pulses for all these 6 thyristors. Now we are going to draw the phase voltages for all the 6 thyristors. So first one is Ig1, second is Ig2, Ig3, Ig4, Ig5, Ig6. So we have got 6 numbers of thyristors. Now let us draw steps. Now each pink line shows a step of 60 degree. So each pink line shows a gap of 60 degree. 60 degree. Why we are saying it to be 60 degree? Because it's a six-step inverter. Six thyristor, six-step inverter. So say for first one for gate pulse, gate pulse IG1, that is gate pulse for thyristor 1. Let us draw it. So these are the gate pulses. All the x-axis will be T. T will be the x-axis. Now let us have a look on the circuit diagram. From the circuit diagram, look at the upper group. Upper group means T1, T3, and T5. So look at T1. T1 is fired over here. T3. Now look at T3. So how much difference is maintained? 120 degree. Then T3 and T5. See how much difference is maintained, because each pink line shows 60 degree. Okay, so see two pink lines are coming, so 120 degree between 1 and 3, and between 3 and 5 once again 120 degree. Now let us discuss for lower group. Lower group are 2, 4, 6. Lower group 2, 4, 6. Okay, so 2 is fired here, 4 is fired here. So see the difference, 120 degree difference. Between 4 and 6 again you see 120 degree difference. So first point about 120 degree mode of VSI working is that during this time between the upper group 120 degree angle difference is maintained, and between the lower group, that is your 2 4 6, again a angle difference of 120 degrees is maintained. Now let us discuss about the individual angle difference between the individual arms. Now the first arm is 1 and 4. First arm is your T1 and T4. So 1 is fired here. Now where is 4? 4 is fired. 4 is fired over here. So you can see here a gap is maintained. So write down gap. So here a gap is maintained. That means uh, T1 is getting turned off at this point. See, T1 is getting turned off at this point, but T4 is uh, fired after a gap of 60 degree. From this to this, you see the difference. It is 60 degree. That means T1 is turned off, and then after a gap of 60 degree is maintained, and after that only T4 is fired. So but this was the problem. This was a the but the 180 degree mode of USI, this was a major problem, because there if you see T1 was turning off, and for each arm if you will discuss, like for first arm T1 and T4, so there if you see the waveforms, so there T1 was turning off, and at the same time T4 was turning on. So there was no gap maintained. So in that case, if no gap is maintained, there will be chances of short circuit. That means the DC source, if you look at the circuit diagram, this previous circuit diagram, so if T1 and T1 is getting turned off, and T4 is getting turned on, during that time there will be there may be chances, I am saying maybe, there may be chances that T1 and T4 are getting short circuited, and they may short circuit the source also. So there will be a problem in the circuit also. So likewise, each arm like T1 and T4 and T3 and T6, that arm also may short the source, and similarly your T5 and T2 last arm can also short circuit the source. So for that reason, here a gap is maintained. So here clearly you can see T1 is getting turned off, and then a gap of the gap of 60 degrees is maintained, and then only T4 is fired. Similarly, if you look at the next arm, means second arm, we have got thyristor T3 and T6 connected. So look at T3. T3 is fired here and it is getting turned off here. Okay, and where is T6 is getting turned on? T6 is getting turned on here. So see the difference. So again a difference of 120 degrees maintained. Similarly, if you look at the third arm is your T5 and T2. T2 is turned on here and getting turned off here, right? And T6, sorry, T2 and T5. T5 is getting turned on here. So it is getting off, and again a gap of 120 degrees maintained, and T5 is fired. So one of the bigger advantage of 120-degree mode of VSI is that for each arm, if one thyristor is getting turned off, then after this a gap of 60 degrees is maintained, and then only the next thyristor of that particular arm is getting turned on or is getting fired. So this is the advantage, whereas this in the previous one, no gap was maintained. So that was the disadvantage of 180-degree mode of VSI. So this is these were the waveforms of firing of individual thyristor, gate pulses of individual thyristors. Okay, now let us discuss the sequence of firing. We have to understand the sequence of firing, then only we can analyze the working of the thyristor. Let me rub it out. Okay, now sequence of firing. Now what are the sequence of firing? Sequence of firing in this case is 6 1, 1 2, 2 3, 3 4, 4 5, 5 6. These are the sequence of firing. So 6 1, then 1 2, 6 will be turned off, 1 will be remaining, along with 1 2 will be turned on, then 2 will be remaining, 1 will be off, like this 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6. So yeah, you can remember the sequence of firing easily, very easily, but you have to remember the naming of the thyristors in your circuit diagram, then only the sequence of firing is valid. Otherwise, if you are changing the naming of the thyristors, then this sequence of firing is not valid. So you have to remember in that manner only. Upper group will be 1 3 5 odd numbers, lower group you have to add 3. So 1 is added with 3, so 4, uh, 3 added with 3 you are getting 6, and last one is the remaining one, 2. So lower group will be, upper group 1 3 5, lower group will be 4 6 2. Okay, so these are the sequence of firing. So the first stage of firing is your 6 1. So let us discuss 6 1. So always remember, from the upper group the load current will be flowing and through the lower group the current will be leaving the load and it will be returning back to the source. Now let us rub it out. Okay, so we are discussing right now first stage of firing. So first stage of firing, what is the sequence of firing? That is 6-1. So look at your main diagram. 6-1 is connected with upper group, that is your phase A, and 6 is connected with the lower group. So through phase A, current will enter to the load, towards the load, and through T6 it will leave, the load current will leave the load and it will enter to, it will return back to the supply. So look at the main diagram, only 6 and 1 are fired in this time for the first stage of firing. Okay, look at the main diagram. So main through the main diagram you can say it is modified like this. N means neutral point. That load was a star connected load. So N shows the neutral point over here. Okay, this is the equivalent circuit for first stage of firing, and these are the impedances. One thing I forgot to write is that the load side, each in the three phase load, the load of each one phase are Z, impedance Z. So here we have to find out I first. Let us assume I is the current. So I is equal to Vs by total Z, Vs by 2Z, right? Now what is VAN? VAN is equal to I into Z. So Z and Z will cancel out, it will give us Vs by 2, equation number 1. And what is our VBN? VBN will be equal to minus of I into Z. See why I am writing minus, because here you look at the subscript, it is BN. Had I been written B instead of BN, had I been written NB, means if I would have written VNB, in that case it would have been I into Z. But since I wrote VBN, so I have reversed the symbol, so that is why it is minus I into Z. Now I you substitute, after substituting it will be minus Vs by 2Z into Z. So Z will cancel out. Z will cancel out, it will give us minus Vs by 2, equation number 2. So this is our first stage of firing, VAN and VBN. Now you must be thinking about VCN. VCN you can show in the diagram. This is Z and this is point C. What about our point C? Point C is open basically. Point C is open. So that is why VCN will be 0. No current is flowing. So VCN is 0. Right? So we have got for first stage of firing VAN, equation number 1, VBN, equation number 2. And what about your VCN? VCN is 0 because it is open. None of the thyristors are fired connected to C phase. Okay. Okay, now let us move to second stage of firing. So second stage of firing. Second stage. Now in second stage, what are the sequence as per the sequence of firing? First stage was 6-1. Now second stage will be 1 and 2. That means thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 will be fired. Now please look at the main diagram. Main diagram, if you look at, so through thyristor T1, current will be entering, and through thyristor T2, current will be leaving. So thyristor 1 is connected with which phase? It is connected with A phase. So A phase, through A phase it will be entering, and through 2 means the third phase, that means your C phase. Through C phase it will be leaving. So let us draw the equivalent circuit. These are impedances. This is neutral point, and this is A phase, and this is C phase. And what about your B phase? B phase is kept open. B phase is open. So VBN will be equal to 0. So this is our circuit, right? So for this circuit, now what is VAN? VAN is equal to I into Z. I into Z. Now what is I? I is equal to VS by 2Z, as we calculated for the previous one. Same thing. Okay, so VS by 2Z into Z. So VS by 2. Equation number 3. VS by 2. Equation number 3. Now next, VCN. VCN in this case, it's minus I into Z. So that is why, as we have discussed for the previous case, it will be minus, because I wrote the subscript as Cn. I'm not writing Nc, I'm writing Cn. So that is why minus I into Z. On substituting the value of I, it is coming minus Vs by 2. And what about your VBN? VBN will be equal to 0. V VBN will be 0 as it is open. So now no need to go for other stages, because for drawing the phase voltages we need to know only the starting of the phase voltages waveform, and as they follow a particular pattern, so no need to find out the individual phase voltages VN, VBN, VCN for all the 6 stages. Only you can do, or you can solve it up to uh, second stage. That's more than enough. Okay, now let us move to the phase voltages. So give a heading, phase phase voltages. Now, now we will be drawing phase voltages. Give a heading, phase voltages. So VAN, VBN and VCN. These pink line shows the steps. It should be equally placed, right? And all the time axes are angle, omega t. Okay, Vn. For the first stage, what was the value of Vn? Equation number 1, it gives us Vs by 2. So Vs by 2, equation number 1, and second stage, equation number 3. Both are Vs by 2. Okay. And then it is following a pattern like this. This pattern you can remember of your own and you can draw. No need to find out for all the stages. Now, yellow, that is your B phase, VBN. Now VBN for first stage, it was minus Vs by 2. VBN for second stage was 0. That one, equation number 2 and equation number 4. Then after this, it is following this pattern. So you can easily draw of your own. So this completes your VBN. Then blue phase, that is VCN. So VCN is equal to 0 for the first case, equation number 2. And for the second case, it was minus Vs by 2. So this way, the phase voltages can be drawn. So red phase, yellow phase and the blue phase. Now next we will have to draw the line voltages. Let me rub it out. So give a heading, line voltages. So what are line voltages? Say VAB. VAB means VAN minus VBN. VBC. VBC means VBN minus VCN. Then VCA is equal to VCN minus VAN. These are the line voltages. Next, we will be drawing the line voltages. So write down VAB, VBC, VCA. This pink line shows steps. So VAB, VAN, VAB means VAN minus VBN. So first stage, this is our first stage. Okay. So for first stage, VAN value, look at the previous phase voltages. VAN was equal to Vs by 2 and VBN is equal to minus Vs by 2. So Vs by 2 minus of minus Vs by 2. That means Vs 2 Vs by 2, that is Vs. Vs by 2 Okay. So it is Vs. Vs by 2 plus Vs by 2. So Vs. So likewise for other also you have to find it out. So I'm drawing for VAB. So VAB will look like this. It will follow a pattern like this. Then VBC. VBC also for the first stage it is VBN minus VCN. First stage VBN is equal to minus Vs by 2. VCN is equal to 0. So minus Vs by 2. So it will start from minus Vs by 2. So it will follow after this. You can draw of your own also. First two stages you can find from the equations. Equation number 1, 2 and 3, 4. Now VCA. VCA is equal to VCN minus VAN. So first stage VCN is equal to 0. And what is VAN? VAN is equal to Vs by 2. So minus Vs by 2. Minus Vs by 2. Then second stage VCN is equal to minus Vs by 2 and VAN is equal to Vs by 2. So minus 2 Vs by 2. That means minus Vs. That is why minus Vs. So here you can do one thing. You can show the value so that you can understand. This is minus Vs by 2. This one is Vs minus. This is minus Vs. This is minus Vs by 2. This is Vs. Okay. So these are the line voltages for 120-degree mode of VSI. So what is the advantage of 120-degree mode of VSI? The bigger advantage of 120-degree mode of VSI is that here a gap of 60 degrees is maintained, and it has got disadvantage also. What is that disadvantage? Disadvantage says that the potential of the third terminal, always one terminal is kept open. Always two terminals are connected, and what about third terminal? Third terminal, either A or B or C, any one of the terminal is always kept open. So the potential of the third, any third terminal is always unknown. So this is a bigger disadvantage, but that disadvantage can be overcome if you are using a purely resistive load instead of in RL load, right? So this was the explanation about the 120-degree mode of VSI, that is the second type of three phase bridge inverter.